All right, we're back with another preview here of the CAHA High School State Ice Hockey Championships. We're going to talk about Division 2A now. If you missed our Division 1A recap, go back to the CIH media page and find that 1A preview for this upcoming weekend state championships. So now we move on to Division 2A. This is for all the high school teams that are not pure or combined, if you will. This means these three teams in this tournament, they have players from different high schools that all play on one team. The interesting part for this, two of the three teams, Central Cathedral and Pacific Ridge, both play in Varsity Division 1 in the Anaheim Ducks High School Hockey League, but because they are not pure, they cannot compete in 1A. They have to go down to 2A, and they are there along with the Capistrano United Coyotes. So those are your three teams. Number 1 seed after qualifying, Central Cathedral Jets. Number 2, Capistrano United Coyotes. And number 3, the Pacific Ridge Firebirds. Their qualifying was similar to 1A. They all played each other twice outside of league play, so a lot less scheduling that needed to be done. They only had to play 4 games each because there were only 3 teams qualifying. They're the only 3 that made it here to Anaheim. So after qualifying, all that did was kind of set their seating and what schedule they would get going into the state championships. So because there's only 3 teams, their tournament is going to look a little bit different. They're going to start a little bit earlier on Friday. They'll get things underway at 7 a.m. The top seed, the Jets, they're going to host Capistrano United. And then at 1 p.m., the Coyotes are going to play again, this time against Pacific Ridge. That'll be at 1 p.m. And then at 7 p.m., the Jets will take on the Firebirds in that final game of the day. The 3-seed Firebirds versus the 1-seed Jets. Day 2 on Saturday. It's the similar schedule, different times, but same schedule. They're going to start at 9 a.m., then a 3 p.m., then a 9 p.m. to make sure everybody has adequate rest between their 2 games. The poor Jets, they're the number 1 seed, but they're going to hang out in Anaheim all day long because they bookend both days. The difference in the schedule between 2A and 1A here, not only are the 2A teams going to play each other twice in round robin, but also the higher seed isn't necessarily the home team in every game like they are in 1A. So every 2A team will play 1 home game and 1 road game, and that will be their qualifying games. If you were actually, it's 2 and 2, but you get what I'm putting at. It'll be 2 home games and 2 road games. Even though every game's played in the same building, but somebody's got to be the designated home and visitors, so that's just how that's going to work. And again, if you look right here at the bottom of your screen, we're scrolling through the entire schedule for Division 2A. Again, every game will be at the rinks at Anaheim Ice. Make sure if you're going to stop by to watch those games, you know which rink your team is playing on. There is an NHL-sized ice, and there's also the Olympic rink as well. I know last year they had poster boards set up letting you know which game was where, what time. So make sure you check that out once you go through those glass doors to enter the facility at the rinks at Anaheim Ice. So let's talk about the teams a little bit. We're going to start with the Central Cathedral Jets, who right now are hanging out in the middle of the pack in Varsity Division 1 in their regular season in the Anaheim Ducks High School Hockey League. So it stands to reason they were going to end up the number 1 seed after qualifying, and that's exactly what they did. Coach Brad Belland has the team firing on all cylinders. This is a team that almost played in the national semifinals last year. They did really well when it was over at Great Park Ice in Irvine, so they're trying to get back and take that next step, trying to get to Plymouth, Minnesota. Again, just 1 spot on the line in nationals here for California. Could it be the top seed? We will find out over the weekend. The Jets are a very physical team. They're going to hit you. They've always been that way since their inception. They've got some defensemen who can weave in and out of traffic and make some plays, but they're going to run you over too with their forwards. All of their forwards and defensemen can hit you and they can score. So you got to be careful of these guys. A couple of names to look out for. Stefan Kaiser would be one. Nathan Clark is another. A couple of guys who impressed me watching them this season. Just having great vision out on the ice, great puck control as well. They don't make a ton of mistakes out there, but you got to be physical with them, otherwise they're going to knock you around. So look out for the Jets as that top seed. The number 2 seed, all reliable, the Capistrano United Coyotes, a team that has won state championships in the past. John LeBay running the crew as he always is. This is another team that's just very well coached. They know where they need to be on the ice at all times. Sean Lohmeyer, one of the guys out there who can help run the show. Brady Monarch. an offensive force as well. There's going to be a bunch of players I don't mention. Don't get mad at me. You know who you are. You know what you can do, and everyone's going to see your your talents on display in Anaheim this weekend. But this is a team that is always one that can somehow find a way to scratch out gritty wins. Because they have the veteran coaching staff that just knows how to win in this high school landscape here in Southern California. So if the Coyotes come out on top, it wouldn't surprise me either. And if you look at the third seed, the Pacific Ridge Firebirds, this team is no slouch either. They've got a couple of players on offense that you really need to look out for, and it all goes back to Will Anderson. This kid can fly down the ice. He's very great at finding the open spots and finding backdoor lanes to get in position for a good rebound, and even just to bury it on a pass through the middle. So keep an eye out for number 86 in black or sky blue. I don't know which jerseys they're going to be wearing or bringing this weekend, but I'd imagine one of those two at least. So keep an eye out for Anderson. And then big Tory man. This is a kid who can play forward. He can play defense. Wherever they need him to go, he can get it done, and he can score from either position. So he wears number 24 for the Firebirds. Keep an eye on him. He's another guy who can lay down the lumber in competition. Goaltending is going to be interesting in this one. You got Grant Erling for the Jets. You got Jack Shaberly for Capistrano United. Those two guys are going to play in the premier game in the ADHSHL All-Star Edition on Tuesday after the state championships. So you got maybe two of the better goaltenders in all the state of California, no matter what division, playing in this 2A state championship tournament. So keep an eye for them to make some big saves down the stretch. They've been doing it all year, and this weekend will probably be no different. I'll be there in attendance. Hopefully I'll be able to catch a couple of these games. I'll be covering the 1A tournament, but always great to see all these ADHSHL representatives bidding for a chance to go to nationals, which are in Plymouth, Minnesota this year. As I mentioned before, a place the Santa Margarita Eagles have won a national championship before. So we'll see if one of these 3 2A teams can go up there and make some noise, just like Central Cathedral did last year. If you missed our 1A preview, go to the CIH Media YouTube channel, click that subscribe button, and the notification bell will let you know when there's going to be new content coming out. But find that 1A video. We talked a little bit about those teams as well as the format that goes on for qualifying and for the tournament. So hopefully you enjoy the hockey this weekend. I'll be out there. Come say hi if you see me. But make sure you follow us along here on the CIH Media YouTube channel. I'm Erik Pessolano. I'll see you in Anaheim this weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.